The 994th edition of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog is hooking up new customers. Play just $5 and get $75 in bonus funds when you sign up with promo code MMA SGPN.
Howdy ho, degenerinos. Welcome to episode 994 of the MMA Gambling Podcast and the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, dedicated to our friend, the Weight Watcher Vreeland in the Discord, who poker was not very nice to recently. So this goes out to you, Vreeland. I am one of your hosts, the Kitchener Terra, Jeff Fox. With me, Daniel Gumby Vreeland. We're made it all the way up to welterweights now in our journey through the UFC division weight classes. We're doing quick reviews of the weight classes, and we're giving you some future bets to make in the class. So things are new in welterweight as well, Mr. Vreeland. I don't think we both have Chalkx as our picks at minus 150 to be the champ at the end of 2025 in this division, and didn't happen.
Well, I think those were decent ideas because it felt like he was the right guy to step up and beat. What was it? Belal Muhammad last year was the
Yep.
Yeah, it feels like he was the right guy to step and beat Belal Muhammad. He didn't get the fight because he had to pull out. You get JDM. He's the right guy to beat JDM.
Yep.
Not healthy again. He gets passed up for Islam. I mean, he's still kind of right there, but you sort of have questions about how good he feels, right? And whether or not the UFC is, for some godforsaken reason, going to give a fight to Kamaru Usman.
It seems like that's quite a possibility. Chalkx tore his ACL and his meniscus, and so he's aiming. I see here, according to AI is never wrong. Early 2026, he should be ready to go. Ramadan is over March the 19th, so you got to think. And then what? Islam will want a bunch of months to prepare after that too.
Are you contemplating whether or not Chalkx will fight during Ramadan? Because I don't know if he's one of the fighters who chooses
Islam. It's the champ I'm thinking of.
Yeah, Islam definitely is not fighting, if I had to guess, until late May, early June. And we'll use that as part of our breakdown in a little bit, but he's probably not fighting that, because there are plenty of Muslim fighters who do fight during Ramadan, right? Because Movsar Evloev is fighting. That fight with Lerone Murphy is going to take place during Ramadan, and if I'm not mistaken, Lerone Murphy is also Muslim, so they both just chose to fight during Ramadan, or maybe the UFC kind of gave them an ultimatum or whatever, because they don't seem to like either of the guys. Maybe we see Chalkx early too, which could make things more interesting, but it's not like we have any shortage of interesting people to put up against Islam, right? It's just kind of which of them do you find the most compelling? Which one does the UFC not hate with a burning passion of 1,000 suns? That's the game we play when we talk about futures. So we'll be breaking all that down in a second for you.
Yeah. I have to remind you, you should get access, if you don't already, get access to all of our free picks and podcasts in one convenient place. The SGPN app, download it for free in your app store. Just type in SGPN. So, of course, Islam Makhachev is our champ here. I guess we didn't foresee him moving up weight class. We had Chalkx, which, as we laid out, we thought was a pretty good play. The odds on Chalkx much longer than what we got him at coming into this year. This may be the year that he actually gets a title shot, though, which is ironic. Now, should we dive into it? Anything? This is a very old weight class. There's, I always like to talk ages. 7 fighters over 40 in this weight class, Gumby. Stephen Thompson being the oldest at 42. So
is he still fighting?
He's still listed. Tim Means, then 41. Muslim Salikov, 41. Muslim Salikov, is he still fighting? Rafael dos Anjos, is he still fighting? Another question, right? Nicholas Dalby's also 41. Dalby is still fighting. I know that. Court McGee's 41. Max Griffin is 40. You don't really think of him when you think of all the old guys, do you? At least
no.
But there are some young fellows as well. Francisco Prado is the youngest, 23, but he's 1-4. Is he still fighting in the UFC?
Oh, you picked him to beat. Who did you pick him to beat last year? And I was
remember this. Why do you remember this always, Gumby?
Oh,
I always remember my foibles.
I can't remember who you had.
I'm glad you can't remember.
And I'm gonna put the intern on it. Continue talking.
Daniil Donchenko is another young up-and-comer. He's 24.
He's got a fun fight coming up, too. Who did I see? He was
Alex Morano, which is a fight he should win, no problem. Donchenko, Super Saiyan, he's also 24. Nuraji. Michael Morales, obviously, is the big one that's young. He's only 26. So
you had Prado beating Zellhuber.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. I think he was a dog. I think it was.
And I was really upset when you made the pick too.
You were so upset that you still remember it today. So, all right, let's make some plays. It's actually your turn to go first.
First, we should go over the rules real quickly. Yeah. So for those of you who have not seen one of our teachers episodes yet, first of all, go back and watch all of them. We've done every weight class, men's and women's, up to welterweight, which we're tackling today. For this futures game, each of the hosts is going to start with $1,000 that we're going to use for all of the divisions put together. So we've already got quite a bit of money invested in the earlier weight classes. And we're going to be investing more here while trying to save for the last 3 weight classes, which we'll do for the rest of the week. Now, half of that money has to be spent on best bets. So $1,000 on odds that are less than 1,200, and then half of it on long shots, which are odds greater than 1,200. So 1,000 in each of those 2 categories. And we have to spend money in every single category in every single weight class. So that means we have to make a best bet pick and a long shot pick for every weight class. That way we don't cheap out and wind up just, spending money all in one spot. And then last but not least, the biggest rule is that bets are going to be seen as bonus bets. So the payout is not going to include the stake. That way we don't get super chalky on you guys and give you the easiest play out there. We're actually looking for value that can help turn your money around. So those are the restrictions we've put on ourselves for our MMA futures game. And that's just about does it.
Yeah. All right. And you get to go first, and I have a feeling we're going to have the same play here.
Islam?
Yes. Mr. Makhachev. Yep.
I'm going to take 100 on him.
The best you see him at?
I see him at plus 100.
But really? Oh, wow. I see him at minus 200. So yes, as Gumby always says, shop around.
Shop around, baby.
Yeah. I'm taking him at $100 as well. You want to lay out why we're taking him? Do we really have to lay out why we're taking him?
I mean, it's a real simple situation for me, really, because at the end of the day, he's going to fight just once. He only fought once in 2024. He did fight twice this year, if I'm remembering correctly. Or no, do I have that backwards? It was once in 2025, twice in 2024.
Looking up right now.
But look, every year he's ever fought twice. Like if you want to go back and you look at the years that he's fought twice, it's always like 9 or 10 months apart in terms of, it's like February, November.
Yeah, January, November was last year. Year before, just June.
One fight.
Year before, February, October. Year
so
again,
that, 9
February,
months,
October,
8 months.
Yeah, February, October before that, and he's not fighting. We know he's not fighting through the spring. So because of Ramadan, and there's nothing announced yet. So like Gumby said, late.
We're talking May or June, and then next February. So you're basically getting plus 100 on Islam to win his next fight. Which, let me tell you something. It does not matter who they book him against.
Yeah.
When those odds come out, it will not be plus 100.
No. Yep.
This is the best value you could get. Plus 100 on him here. I mean, pick a contender. I mean, and if it's Usman, can you imagine if it's Usman? You basically get him versus Usman at plus 100. You should have put 10,000 on him. I should have.
And I can very well see that happening. I can see that happening at the White House card that we have to hear about nonstop. If that happens, still.
And what a ridiculous fight. If that does get made. Do you know how many wins Kamaru Usman has in the last 4 years?
One, I think.
One win in the last 4 years. And he beat Joaquin Buckley. It's not even like he beat an Ian Gary or a Carlos Praches or a Sean Brady. Even Sean Brady would have been oh, okay, well, maybe. No, he beat Joaquin Buckley, who's only claimed to the rankings, by the way, was beating Colby Covington, who's also washed as hell. What
is the thrill with Usman? I don't get it.
It's just they have the same manager, and their manager is pumping all of these content out. It's Ali Abdelaziz, and first of all, no hate. If that were me, and I could have my client get his easiest title fight, and also my other client get paid. Hell yeah, I'm doing that. Hell, of course, I'm calling.
But why would the UFC do it though? That's the thing.
I don't know if they will. That's the thing. Is like we keep hearing about it, but it's
That's
because Ali gets on the mic or gets on somebody else's Twitter account, and MMA Junkie will publish literally anything if he says it, right?
It's true.
If they could get Henry Cejudo or Chael Sonnen to say it, MMA Junkie will make a whole series of articles out of it. Yeah,
it's a news, quote unquote, news story.
Yeah, those guys suck.
Oh gosh, that's true. But I guess we're not getting hired there anytime soon.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm pretty sure.
I'm not looking.
I'm pretty sure you don't need it. But that's what Ali Abdelaziz does. Is he like promotes his fighters through media outlets who will publish that stuff over and over again. And it's like it's not the most interesting title fight. Nobody is clamoring for a guy who's 1-3 over the last 4 years, who's only fought 4 times in the last 4 years, and only won one of those fights. And like, granted, they're against top guys in the division, but like, there's plenty of other guys out there who are fighting the top guys in the division right now and winning.
There's so many fighters that should get title shots over him. Michael Morales, obviously.
Ian Gary,
Shavkat,
Carlos Praches,
I would say.
Yeah.
There's so many up and comers.
I mean,
too.
Bilal Muhammad
guys too.
Bilal Muhammad, there's a title fight.
He's more deserving. Yeah, he's more deserving for sure. So, maybe we'll talk about those. I would even say Joel Alvarez. He's on a nice little roll as well.
Nah, he's not
over Usman though. That's the thing. Do you have any other plays you want to put money on for best bets or no? Okay, all right.
I mean, there are other guys up here at the top, but they most likely are not going to get a shot, or I would need to see their number way bigger than it is.
Yeah, for sure. Basically, everyone should be plus 1,200 or higher in this division. In my eyes, basically, they all should be long shots. Kalshi. Now, we just partnered up with Kalshi, a real money prediction market legal in all 50 states. In all 50 states, you can trade tons of markets in sports, including NFL, college football, college basketball, NBA, NHL, and more. Plus, you can even trade props like first touchdowns. Besides sports, they have tons of other markets, including politics, entertainment. Hell, they even have weather plays. Chalkx, you can trade anything. Gumby has some suggestions for you. Check out sportsgamblingpockets.com. His articles, regular articles, he will give you some plays that he likes over at Chalkx. New Chalkx customers get $20 when they use promo code SGPN. So Chalkx, it's spelled Kalshi, promo code SGPN. And Underdog is your home for pick'em entries where you can win up to 5,000 times your entry. Underdog has you covered. They had you covered during the holiday season and all season long. You may want to check. They may still have their Underdog Unwrapped going on right now. That way you can unwrap tons of promos. If they don't have that on, they'll have something else on, and Gumby will give you a winning play.
So let's go basketball. I'm gonna take the higher than on Anthony Black's points. They're playing the Wizards. Should be pretty easy for him to score some buckets against one of the worst defensive teams in the NBA. And he's been on a hot streak lately too. So give me the higher than on Anthony Black's points.
All right, Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 to get $75 in bonus funds when you sign up with our code MMASGPN. And you have not yet reminded us what day it is, I don't think. Have you?
Oh, it's Tuesday.
Tuesday. Okay.
It's Tuesday.
All right. I forgot I did this off air. I didn't do it on air. No significant fights at all. No ranked fights at all booked in the division. So they got to get things going at welterweight for sure. I guess Holland and Jeff Neal, I guess those guys probably are ranked, right? But it's really not.
Jeff Neal is. Kevin Holland is.
Yeah. Not meaningful. A lot of younger guys with fights booked, which is good, but nothing that's going to change our plays here at all, I don't think. So
they had a ton right at the end of the year, right? They had that like basically all welterweight card, right? Because it was
most of these guys had just fought. Yeah,
it was that the title fight with Makhachev also had Morales knocking out Sean Brady and also had Ian Gary beating Bilal Muhammad. So like welterweight just had its kind of flux there. So.
You know who is fresh and ready to go? Kamaru Usman, Gumby. He hasn't fought.
Yeah, he hasn't. He should be fresh, having not fought in 100 years. So
it's true. His knees are in great shape now. All right. I guess we got to try to find some long shots, right?
Okay, let me throw that graphic up. I'm pretty sure in the last episode it just said featherweights for the entire episode, and I'm just realizing now because I just changed this to say welterweight.
Someone will yell at you about it. Don't worry.
That's fine.
I'm watching on my big screen TV, and it says featherweight the whole time.
All right. Well, it says welterweight now.
Yay!
So I am first in long shots.
Good, because I don't know what to play here. Maybe you can give me a good idea here. Who's going to get a title shot?
I'm probably going to spoil it for you. I'm going to go Carlos Praches.
Yeah. I see him at plus 1,000, but I assume you see him at better.
I got him at twice that. I got him at 20 to 1.
Okay, in that case, again, yeah, I like that.
I can't stress to you guys enough how important it is when you're doing futures. Yes. Shop around. I had somebody in the last episode be like, "Where in the world did you find Amanda Nunes at plus 350?" And
we'll tell you off air.
Yeah, I put it in the comments. I was like, "Yo, right here," and he was like, "I don't have that sports book, but like, thank you so much." So, yeah, definitely shop around. And yeah, Carlos Prates, you can get him 20 to 1 in some places. I'm just going to throw $50 on him. To your point, there's not a real clear path to anybody getting a title fight here. I kind of think Michael Morales makes the most sense in terms of who should actually have a title fight. And I'm not really biting on him definitely getting the title shot and winning at like 3 to 1, right? Like that's what you're finding him out there, 3 to 1, 3.5 to 1. So like I couldn't get around to him on a best bet. But on a long shot, could it be Prates coming off that devastating knockout of Leon Edwards? Sure. I mean, the guy's hilarious. He's, smoking darts in the post-fight interviews, and Dana White's going, "Did somebody smoke in here?" And like, that's, I mean, the kind of marketing you need on a guy like that. Pretty much all he would need is like, Ian Gary to be hurt or not ready to fight, or the UFC to hate Ian Gary. Or, something like that. But like, he's kind of waiting in the wings, being as exciting as he is. So yeah, I think Carlos Prates 20 to 1 is probably the most interesting play.
Yeah, I like him as well. Give me $100 on him because I still have lots of money to spend on my long shots.
Big spender.
But yeah, but he is like a long shot. I see Gary, Morales, Shavkat, and Usman all ahead of him in line for title shots.
Usman. We have to stop this narrative. We cannot be part of the problem.
I don't think he deserves it.
We can't be part of the problem.
No, I don't think he does, but I don't think he deserves it. But it's not. You're saying it's just coming from one source, and there's no. There's no real fire behind the smoke, is what you're saying.
I believe so. I don't think anybody is actually anybody at UFC headquarters is like rubbing their hands together excitedly thinking about Kamaru Usman fighting anybody. Never mind Islam. If they were really excited about watching this guy fight, why is he not fought in forever? Why is he getting like he was getting a glue factory fight against Joaquin Buckley, right? Like that was what that was, right? That was a glue factory fight, and he managed to mess it up and save himself off. But you don't go from a glue factory fight to the title fight like that. Glue factory fights could not be farther from number one contender fights, and they shouldn't be at least. So yeah, I don't believe there's any teeth to that. So
good. Gumby is reassuring us, which is good to see. Good to hear. So yeah, I'll take $100 in. Like I said, I got money, and I don't. Do you have any other long shots before
I'm done there? I can't. I mean, it's already a division that's got so many guys at the top, and all of them are coming in at 12 to 1 or less. So like, I can't use any of my money under 12 to 1 on any of those guys. Like you could obviously get behind whatever one of those is your soup du jour, right? Like if you like Michael Morales and you think you can create a path to him at 4 to 1, by all means. If you think Ian Gary is going to like put on the most boring performance in the world and somehow out decision Islam this summer, get behind him. But like, I think those are kind of the paths you have to write. And like, maybe the path for me that is like the most interesting is like, maybe they do give Michael Morales that title fight, and somehow he does manage to like, stop the takedowns of Makhachev and beat him in the summer. And then like the title fight for him is a fun fight with Carlos Prates come November. Maybe that's Prates' path to the title is actually just to see Islam lose before he gets a shot. Because like, I don't really like his path to like just defending takedowns on Islam, but like I think Gary probably could defend those takedowns, and Morales just like, I mean, came out with that funky stance against Sean Brady and just shut him down. So like, there are guys out there who can beat Islam, but like, again, we're talking about like they need to beat Islam in the one shot they get, and which is why we put so much on Islam to start.
Yep. Makes sense to me. We'll talk a bit more about this division after I tell you about No Big. We're brought to you by No Big. What's No Big, you ask? You should know by now, but No Big is America's #1 sports prediction market. No Big, you're getting the best prices because they have reduced juice on their bets. Download the No Big app and get $50 when you spend $5 if you use our promo code SGPN. Get in on the action with No Big, promo code SGPN. And Rhythm has crushed NFL this season. especially on props. Been really good at identifying when to fade players and take those unders. College basketball is up and running, and with 300 plus schools, Rhythm has predictions for every game, every night. Pairs nicely with the daily TCE college experience shows on our network with Mac, Colby, and Noah. That way, every game you are prepared. Super easy to sign up, run predictions off the house, model, or make your own and play with the sliders. With so many sports and the holidays, which are over, but you got life still. This makes it easy to get an elite prediction on a game. That way you can focus on other things. Gumby, give us a play, please.
Sure. We already mentioned the Magic and the Wizards playing here on Tuesday night. I'm going to take the Magic. They did just lose to the Bulls. The Wizards are a couple of degrees worse than that. So give me the Magic to cover against the Wizards.
Use promo code SGPN25. You can download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. Download Rhythm, RITHMM, and use promo code SGPN at 25. All right, Mr. Gumby, can you map out the old division for us?
So it's hard to map out the division to sort of guess what the UFC wants to do here. If it's me, if I'm booking these divisions, I'm going Morales versus Islam when that fight happens in Summer. May or June or whenever it is.
Yep.
That to me is the most intriguing fight. And look, I hear the argument for Ian Gary. He did just beat Bilal Muhammad. He had beat Carlos Prates before, which is really, wasn't a terribly exciting fight, but like he did beat him. Doesn't really have anybody else he could fight except for maybe Jack Della Maddalena somewhere down the line to like get that. And maybe that's the move. Maybe he fights Jack Della Maddalena next. So like what I would probably do is I would probably book Islam with Michael Morales because, I really like the way, and I mentioned it already, that he came out in that different stance and sort of thwarted the takedown attempts of Sean Brady early. Obviously, he's a sensational striker, so that's an interesting piece to that fight with Islam. He's the most interesting one. In the meantime, like I said, Ian Gary needs an opponent. He can't go fight Prates again. He already did that. He just beat Bilal Muhammad. I think, maybe Jack Della Maddalena makes the most sense for him. See what he would do against another, really high-level striker who brings the action instead of kind of sits on the action, as we saw him kind of do it against Prates early. So, I would probably book that as like a pseudo number one contender fight. And in the meantime, I'm feeding Kamaru Usman to Carlos Prates. Just let Carlos Prates like melt this dude, and then we can forget that like this is a real conversation that we're having. Because he's going to shoot a couple of takedowns. He's going to get tired and he's going to get absolutely blasted on the feet by Carlos Prates. And that's just going to show you what would happen if he fought Islam, Prates, Gary, Morales. Like any of those guys knock him out. So you might as well give him the lowest common denominator and let that guy build himself back up into title contention. Then outside of that, like has Sean Brady fought Bilal Muhammad? Is that a thing that's happened?
Don't think so, because you would have another loss if he did. I will check for you though in one moment. Bilal Muhammad, someone knows, and they're yelling right now. He was expected to face him, but he didn't. Brady broke his nose and pulled out. But then he did face him. 2022. He TKO'd him. Muhammad TKO'd.
Oh, right, Brady. That was that bizarre TKO. I could completely wash my brain. Yep. You could run that back. They're both coming off of a recent loss. You could run that one back. Yep.
Then who's our boy Shavkat going to fight, Gumby? You forgot all about Shavkat.
If he's healthy, right? Like that's I guess
if he comes back.
I guess the real thing you should probably do is you should probably give either Bilal or Sean Brady Kamaru Usman, since they're coming off of losses and should be moving down the rankings. And then you could give Prates Shavkat.
Poor Prates. He went from Usman to Shavkat. Things aren't going in the right direction for him.
No, it's a much harder fight for him. But like, if you're trying to make the top of that division interesting, that's how I would do it. Especially because Gary's already fought Prates and Gary's already fought Shavkat. So like, he needs something fresh up there. And it's, the most fresh, most interesting fight for him is Morales, but like one of those two should be fighting for the title. So I think that's probably what we do.
All right. Future stock. Who do you like? Which young gun do you like the best in this division?
Do I like any young guns at welterweight? Hang on.
Morales is young. Shavkat's young. Shavkat's in his 30s.
Do those count?
Yeah, that's the thing. Do they count? Yeah. Because they're already there. That's the thing. The generation is already there. Jack is a young gun, but he's already had the belt. So he's there as well. So
he doesn't count. I'm trying to think of who I like who's young in that division. I'm looking at a list now. You made me go, oh, Mick to pick oral by. That dude's 27 and just an absolute. I don't know what division he's in. He's exciting as hell.
Right?
Seung Hyun Ko is fun too, but the problem is he's already 32. Oh, you know who I really like? Islam Dulatov. That's who I would buy stock in. Islam Dulatov
is going to rule the division. It's the Islam division.
Yeah, Islam Dulatov. You know who else we probably should consider for some of these top fights that we were just booking and maybe should have just talked about earlier? Yaroslav Amosov.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I forgot about him.
Maybe he's a long shot, but like, I mean, I guess with this crowded as the division is, I just don't see him getting to the title in 20. Like, he'd be a great 2027 title pick. But I mean, he just waxed Neil Mack. Maybe he's a great matchup for Kamaru. Just let him go in and beat the hell out of Kamaru Usman and just be like, hey, just remember, like, Usman's not these guys' level, because like he'd be a really fun guy to fight a lot of these top guys in like a weird style, good enough on the feet, dangerous on the mat. Like he'd actually. Him versus Ian Gary would be a sick fight. But like, yeah, he'd be a fun one to throw in the mix there too. But as far as the young gun stock pick, Islam Dulatov, I mean, he looks so good when he was in Octagon. His Contender Series fight was electric. His UFC debut was good. Like, I mean, just get this guy active and let him rack up 2 or 3 wins, and we're talking about him fighting the, Jeff Neals and Neil Magny's of the world.
I want to see Amosov listed here. I might want to put a little bit on him. Do you have him? Do you have it in front of you?
I don't think I saw him on any of them. Maybe that's why I didn't even think to put him in. You might have to request those odds, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, he's a guy I would throw. So, of all the fighters they have on here, they have guys who haven't fought in years, and they don't have Amosov. So, yeah, he's a guy I would throw a pizza bet on for this division for sure. Because you can see him. They don't like fighters from other promotions, but they're already feeding him. Neil Magny's still a highly regarded guy, so they're obviously going to give him big fights. So, Amosov, get on it, people. All right, you're all set for welterweight. 3 more divisions to go, and then we're going to start breaking down fights again come next week. We'll be in the Discord, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. We shall be, of course, checking the comments on YouTube, MMA Gambling Podcast. Gumby runs our Twitter X account, SGPN MMA. He's at Gumby Vreeland. I'm at Jeff Foxwriter, Instagram. Substack for me is moneymma.substack.com. Obviously, I write about MMA on there. Gumby talks about MMA on another podcast called Top Turtle. This week, he's interviewing some LFA fighters with fights coming up.
Yeah, I'm talking to Isaiah Gomez, who is an up-and-coming heavyweight in LFA, as well as Josiah Harrell, undefeated LFA prospect, who was actually briefly signed to the UFC, if you guys remember correctly, in this very division.
So check it out. I'm sure they will discuss it as a Top Turtle. Of course, we're at sportsgamblingpodcast.com, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. We shall be back. When are we coming back, Gumby? What day is today?
Tomorrow.
Today is tomorrow. That's right. We got to finish off the rest of the divisions for this week. Until that time, who shall I be? I'll be the Leech, Jeff Fox. You're going to be the Dirty Bird, Gumby Vreeland. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.